Hi everybody, it's Nikki here and welcome to today's video, which is part of my 12 days of Bookmas series I am doing throughout the month of December. So today I am going to be showing you 12 books that if I don't read them before this time next year, I'm going to unhaul them. I've tried this once before and I read, I think, half of the books. And then the other half of the books, I don't think I actually unhauled. So it was a 50% success rate and a 50% fail rate. But, you know, we live and we learn. This, I think, was an idea created by Becca from Becca and the Books. And I will leave a link for her channel in the description box below the video. So please do check that out before you leave. So let's start off with the first one. I'm not putting all of these in this, but I have this box set of the Game of Thrones. Well, the first 5 books. Well, 4, because 2 of them are part of the same book. But, you know, this is Game of Thrones box set. And I bought this fairly cheaply for all 5 books. I have yet to even start the series. Game of Thrones, I have not read it. And I had planned to read this when Becca from Becca and the Books read this on her channel with her subscribers. That didn't happen. So I am putting the first book, A Game of Thrones, as my first book to self-destruct in this this challenge, I should call it, to read within the next 12 months. Because if I haven't read this in the next 12 months, I need to unhaul the whole thing, because somebody else could be loving and reading these books instead of them just sitting on my shelf collecting dust. So yes, Game of Thrones, just the first book, not all of them, is going to be the first one on this list. So the next one is this one. This is Legend by Marie Lu. I believe this is one of her older ones. I can't even remember when this was printed. 2011. I mean, I've only picked it up since 2019, but I keep passing over this whenever I'm choosing books on Bookgammon. I don't know, it just keeps passing me by. So this one is once known as the western coast of the United States, the Republic is now a nation perpetually at war with its neighbours, the colonies. So there's an elite family with a 15-year-old girl called June, who's a military prodigy, obedient, passionate, committed to a country, being groomed for success in the Republic's highest circles. And then there is a lad, I want to say, born into the slums of the Republic's Lake sector even, called Day, who is the country's most wanted criminal, but his motives may not be as malicious as they seem. From very different worlds, June and Day have no reason to cross paths until the day June's brother Matthias is murdered and Day becomes the prime suspect. So now, caught in the ultimate game of cat and mouse, Day is in a race for his family's survival, while June tries desperately to avenge Matthias's death. But in a shocking turn of events, the two uncover the truth of what has really brought them together and the sinister lengths to which their country will go to keep its secrets. So, I mean, sounds interesting, you know? Sounds really interesting. I need to get it read. So, 12 months. It's on probation for 12 months. The next one is another book that has very similar vibes, and that is Mallory Blackman's Noughts and Crosses. Now, the only reason why I'm choosing these books is because these are books that have been sat on my shelves the longest, not because I want to get rid of them. So this one, again, is Callum, and is a Nought, a second-class citizen in a world run by the ruling Crosses. Sephi is a Cross, the daughter of one of the most powerful men in the country. In their world, noughts and crosses simply don't mix, and as hostility turns to violence, can Callum and Sephi possibly find a way to be together? They're determined to try, and then the bomb explodes. Sounds interesting. The next book is a behemoth of a book. It's Labyrinth by Kate Moss. I bought this because I was angry about another book. It's a whole thing. I won't go into it. But this says 3 secrets, 2 women, 1 grail. It's a historical book. So you have July 1209. A 17-year-old girl is given a mysterious book by her father, which he claims contains the secrets of the true grail. And then in July 2005, Alice Tanner discovers 2 skeletons in a forgotten cave in the French Pyrenees. And there's the labyrinth symbol carved into the rock, and realises she's disturbed something that was meant to remain hidden. So yes, big book, but I need to get it read. I do. I need to pick it up and I need to read it. Another big book that I need to read. Can you see a theme going along here? It's Dan Brown's Angels and Demons. Now, I know that a lot of people think that his Da Vinci Code is the first book, but from what I can gather, Angels and Demons is the first book in this series. So I need to read this. It's a floppy one, so it should be fairly easy to read. It's a mass market paperback, so it should be easy to read. I did not break the spine. I bought this secondhand. So yeah, world-renowned scientist is found brutally murdered. Harvard professor Robert Langdon summoned to identify the mysterious symbol seared onto the dead man's chest. His conclusion, the work of the Illuminati. And yeah, so in Rome, they're trying to elect a new pope. And yeah, with each revelation comes another twist, another turn in the plot, which leaves Langdon and Betra, who is, I believe, a woman that helps him, reeling and at the mercy of a seemingly invincible enemy. So yeah, I've watched the film, loved the film, bought the books, have not read the books. Story of my life. So I want to get that one read. Moving on to some contemporary. I picked up this one in the 3 for £5 offer at the works. I think that's now increased to 3 for £6, but anyway, it is what it is. Second Hand Husband by Claire Coleman. This was the 3rd book because I found 2 that I really wanted and I couldn't think of a 3rd one that I really wanted, so I just grabbed this one. I shouldn't have, because this one sounds exactly like the type of contemporary I don't generally tend to enjoy. But we basically have a husband and wife, and the husband has bought their first home without telling his wife where it is, only to find that it is minutes away from his ex-wife's home. And to make matters worse, his ex-wife's palatial mansion has a fully functioning roof, unlike the ramshackle cottage that her husband has bought for her. So, yes, domestic. I don't do domestic. But, look, it might be funny. It might... funny, fresh and unexpectedly touching, apparently, is the thing on the back. So, who knows? It might be my thing. If it is, great. I'll enjoy it. But if it's not, I can unhaul it. The next one is Faceless. This one I feel like is more hard-hitting rather than a romance contemporary. And it says, when Maisie is burnt in a terrible accident, her face is partially destroyed. She's lucky enough to get a face transplant, but how do you live your life when you can't even recognise yourself anymore? As Maisie discovers how much her look shaped her relationship to the world, she has to redefine her own identity and figure out what lucky really means. So in 3 words, the words are emotional, challenging and drama, and I think that's why I've kept overlooking this book, because I have to be mentally in the right space to read a story like this. But I do love these types of contemporaries. That's why I picked it up in the first place. I do like these hard-hitting contemporaries that just help us to look at life with a bit more meaning and a bit more consideration and caringness. And feels like it's going to talk about, you know, how our image can really play a part in who we are as a person, when what we should really be considering is what's inside rather than what's on the outside. So yes, that is another one on this list. The next one is apparently a mermaid book. I don't know why I've not picked it up. No, I do know why I've not picked it up. It is Laurelai by Laura Dockrill, and it says an extraordinary mermaid in an ordinary town. That's the thing on it. It says a salty bag of birthday chips on the beach, filling new oxygen heat, a freak storm on the seafront, blowing, expanding, gulping, sheltering under the pier, toes, feet, bone, skin, a naked girl hiding, squeeze, stretch, flex, step, love, love. So it says a tale of first love, leaving home and finding your feet. And Hotkey Books does the same as what Chicken House publishers do. They put like keywords on the back, and the keywords for this are mermaids, true love, danger, and liberty. So all of that says I should love this book, but you know, it's now or never. The next 12 months it's going to get read or it's going to be unhauled. I'm going to be strict this time. I say that now. In 12 months' time, this will still be on my shelf. Watch it. The next one is also a kind of mermaid book, kind of, because it's Targus by MC Watson. And yes, I was as confused as you about the leprechaun on the front. But apparently a Targus was the original kind of legend that started mermaids. Your information about that is as much as mine. So it says, when a Targus was left on Earth by her parents, Zeus and Hera, she was tasked with bringing justice and peace to the land of Syria in 3000 BC, and swiftly became a goddess loved by her people. After 4 years on her own, a Targus was finally reunited with her family on Olympus and welcomed with open arms, yet Zeus had some unsettling plans for her. Marriage. Bound by her father's wishes to marry his own brother Hades, god of the underworld, a Targus is now torn between her true love and her duty. The tempestuous god Hades' impatience and jealousy begin to run wild, and soon there will be a battle at hand, but which lover will win? Now, I'm guessing that her other lover might be Poseidon, because, as I say, this has been sold to me as a mermaid book, but the synopsis does not say anything in regards to mermaids. But when I look up a Targus, it's the original legend of the first mermaid, the first siren, first mermaid. So I'm as confused as you. So if you know anything more about a Targus and the legend of her, because I honestly thought that Hades' wife was Persephone, but you know, maybe that was his second wife. I don't know. But yeah, I need to read it or unhaul it. And then another book that I keep putting this as my bomb book, and then it never gets picked. And I'm kind of glad about it, to be honest. But I really want to get this read. I do. It's Ratcatcher by James McGee. You may have recognised this from being a bomb book in my Bookgammon TBR videos. It's gunslinging, history, magic, thieves, kind of Loch Lamora kind of vibes. I'm here for it. I just haven't been here for it because I haven't read it yet, and I really need to. He's a man with a past, but the chief magistrate thinks he's just the right man for a crucial mission. But yes, I need to read it because I have the second and the third book in the series, so I need to read this one to see if I need to keep the other two or unhaul them. So yeah, I need the space on my shelves, so that's why that one is in the pack. The next one is another book that I keep seeing on my shelves, and I keep thinking, I need to read you sound good, but I don't. It's the Huntress C. Ever since Ma died, Mouse has looked after her little brother, Sparrow, dreaming of her destiny as captain of the Huntress. So yeah, the Huntress is a ship. But now Dar's missing. Sparrow is in danger and a deathly cold is creeping across the world. So apparently we have sea churning, beast chattering, dream dancing, whale riding, pterodil flying, world saving adventure. Sounds fun. Sounds like it's going to be such a great story. I thought at some point it might have been a mermaid story, but it isn't, I don't think. It says be brave, be loyal, be heartstrong. Sounds like a good time. I just need to read it then to get that good time. So that's another one on the list. And then last but not least, a book that I picked up. I think I picked this up from the works. I don't know why. I was just on a book buying spree and I was picking up anything and everything that looked good. This looks good. I mean, such a pretty cover. I mean, horses. I mean, yeah. So this says One Silver Summer by Rachel Hickman. The writing there was a little bit unreadable. Anyway. It says, after losing her mother, Sass is sent to live with her uncle in England, far from her native New York. The rocky shores and crumbling castles of Cornwall seem like the perfect place to hide her grief. When she stumbles across a silver horse in a sunlit meadow, Sass feels a surprising sense of peace, only to have it broken by a boy with a secret. So it says Cornwall castles, summer, sea, princes, horses, dogs, tea, promises, secrets, family, mistakes, wild places, heartbreak, first love, and fate. Sounds very similar. I want to kind of say this gives like the Snow Spider kind of vibes, you know, that kind of children's middle grade story. Yeah, I think it will be a great story. I just need to actually read it, like all of these books. So that is it. That is all 12 books that I need to read in the next 12 months before they self-destruct. And I have to unhaul any that I don't read. And I'm going to say now that I will be strong. I will be strong. And I will unhaul any of these that I don't get read in the next 12 months. So I will not update on any of these books until this time next year. But you may see them popping up maybe in Bookgammon TBR videos. Maybe some of these will become my bomb books over the next 12 months. Ooh, maybe that's what I could do. These could be my bomb books for the next 12 months. I have 12 books, 12 months of bomb books. There's a thought. That will make some of them definitely get read because bomb books often picked by Bookgammon. She's a horrible person to me. She hates me, I'm sure she does. Anyway, so yeah, let me know if you like that idea or if you think I should just pull these books in as priority picks for some of the prompts that Bookgammon pulls for me. Let me know in the comment section below the video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.